Senior staff members of the Uganda Revenue Authority URA have pledged not to let the country down when it comes to collecting tax. Now this came earlier today as the revenue collecting body marked its 30th anniversary. President Yoweri Museveni and First Lady Janet Museveni were among the many guests that graced the Thanksgiving prayer ceremony. Ramson Muhire tells us more.
The President, the First Lady, and the Commissioner General of the Uganda Revenue Authority were among the many guests that graced URA's 30-year anniversary Thanksgiving prayer ceremony held at the Kololo Independence Grounds. The ceremony kicked off with praise and worship, accompanied by a sermon by the Bishop of South Ankole Diocese, Right Reverend Nathan Ahimbisiwe.
But one of his disciples, Judas Iscariot, Simon's son, who would betray him, said, "Why was this fragrant oil not sold for 300 denarii and given to the poor?" This he said, not that he cared for the poor, but because he was a thief.
Speaking at the event, President Museveni started right where the bishop had left, decrying URA of continued corruption and embezzlement, which has retarded the country's economy.
And your budget, which was approved by Parliament, is 42 trillion. That means you must borrow internally, externally, another 20-something trillion in budget. And your tax money is being stolen by Judases here. Bishop Ahimsiwe has said that Judases don't have a long life. The ones of Uganda live long.
Established in 1991, Uganda Revenue Authority says the country's tax to GDP ratio has grown from 4% in 1991 to 10% in 1997. Since then, the ratio has grown to up to 11%, a figure the president feels is stagnant.
The size of the GDP, the size of the economy of the country is so much. A certain percentage of it is being paid in taxes.
The capital to GDP ratio seems to have remained stagnant. The company has grown slowly, with the countries collecting nearly 50% of the national budget, a matter that could not skip the finance minister's mind.
Uganda Revenue Authority has managed to collect 19.263 trillion Uganda shillings in financial year 2021, registering a 14.99 revenue growth and tax to GDP ratio of 12.99%.
The country's revenue growth still faces a challenge of Ugandans hesitant to pay tax. Both the Revenue Authority and government continue to devise means of enforcement.
Whereas the system is coming next year, the happy ones or the lucky ones are those who will voluntarily come now and declare and pay before the system takes off.
The latest means of enforcement is the technological machine that will be arriving in the country to help in enforcement of property tax, which the Commissioner General says many have opted to dodge.
Our system will tell us that Msingus owns this property and you should have paid tax. And we'll assess from when you started renting out that tax. And you'll be charged penalty and interest.
Uganda Revenue Authority has since come up with means of raising revenue such as voluntary disclosure, EFRIS, among others. The revenue raised, however, still remains small, with just only over 1 million Ugandans paying taxes out of 44 million Ugandans. The story was compiled by Ramson Muhire for CTV PM Edition.
Before we get ready to have a closing